I'm there. I'm listening.
Thank you,
to
sir.
Yeah,
Dr. V.S. Mehrotra, he is the professor and head Department of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry, Curriculum Development and Evaluation Center. Also, he handles then the National Skill Qualification Framework cell. Also, he handles and the Center for International Relationship. He is a very distinguished personal whom I have known. I enjoy talking with him, and also he is very handsome. So, Dr. Mehrotra, please take over.
Can I share those slides if you?
Yeah,
stop?
Go ahead.
So you have to stop your sharing.
I have stopped my sharing.
Okay.
Then I have to first permit all of you to start to share.
Because
all
it says host.
I've just allowed all panelists to share.
So it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
No, I have just done that. All can share.
Yeah. Now it is.
Now you can do it.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Slide here.
Go ahead.
मल्होत्रा साहब नहीं दिख रहे.
So can you see the slide?
Yes.
Yes, we can see the slide, and we can see a small thumbnail window also.
Okay. So at the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Pradeep Wagh for giving me this opportunity to be with you all. A very good evening. I know long sessions becomes quite boring if we keep on talking about the same topic. So I'm going to talk to you first about the Institute. As Dr. Pradeep Wagh had given me the outline on which I would be talking on these aspects, about the Institute, what we are doing, about the work education program and the inclusion of enterprise education, and a brief about what we are doing, in fact, in that direction. So at the beginning of this webinar, I was very much impressed the way which Dr. Pradeep Wagh has conducted the whole session. It's very interesting. He made it more interactive by asking you questions. And I think this is a very good example which shows that we can make these webinars interesting if we ensure the participants' views, and also through the Q&A sessions along when we are talking to them. So it's a very interesting webinar that I am attending, and once again I thank the DEIS and also the Rotary Club for giving me this opportunity to be there with you all, and I welcome the participants to this webinar. So first of all, I would be talking about this institute, the Pandit Sundarlal Sharma Central Institute of Vocational Education, which was established in 1993 at Bhopal, and before that it was a unit of NCERT at Delhi, and the mandate is to fulfill the skill needs of the children through the vocationalization of education in schools. It is a constituent unit of National Council of Educational Research and Training, which is under Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India. We are also a Univox, a network center in India, and we serve as a clearinghouse of information and contribute to the development of databases and online conferences, which the Univox organizes. Coming to the role and functions of PSSCIV, we have a very important role of advisory to the Government of India as well as to the state governments. Research, we do research on various aspects of vocational education. With regard to development, we are developing learning outcome-based curricula and textbooks. We also develop the guidelines for the implementation of the various aspects of vocationalization of education, which includes work education, work experience, or as you know, SUPW, socially useful productive work. Then the pre-vocational education program and the vocational education and training, which we have now introduced from classes 9 to 12. And the pre-vocational education program we are going to implement from classes 6 to 8. And below that, classes 1 to 5, we have work experience or work education program. Then we also do training of the teachers, especially the vocational teachers, both on the pedagogy part of it and also the subject training. With regard to the extension, we are running a journal known as Indian Journal of Vocational Education. And we are also publishing a quarterly bulletin, which we are sending to the schools, and we also upload it on the
Excuse me,
website.
sir.
Yeah.
The sound is very low, sir.
So now you can hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is clear. Yeah. So should I repeat the role and functions of PSSEIV? Or is it
Little bit
okay?
loudly.
Okay. So we have an advisory role. We are doing research in vocational education, and we are developing learning outcome-based curricula and textbooks. We are also training the teachers, including the vocational education teachers, and on the principles of the schools. We are also publishing an India Journal of Vocational Education and a quarterly bulletin on vocational education. We have 6 departments, which are Department of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry, Business and Commerce, Engineering and Technology, Health and Paramedical, Home Science and Hospitality Management, Humanities, Science, Education and Research. So we have almost covered every sector of the economy, whether it's agriculture, retail, IT, ITS, and so on, apparel, and there's so many sectors, 37 sectors, which we are working with very closely with the sector skill councils. So we have developed a curricula for 18 sectors and also the textbooks, which are all learning outcome based. So we have also centers like Curriculum Development and Evaluation Center, Information and Communication Technology Center, Center for International Relations, Program Planning and Monitoring Center, and Univoc Network Center. So this is a brief about the institute, because I have to be very short, and we can discuss this in detail maybe later on when we have a series of workshops, as Dr. Pradeep Wagh has mentioned. Now, coming to the guidelines for implementation of work education program in schools, as Dr. Wagh has mentioned about the enterprise education, this was part of this guidelines, and we have deliberated upon in length how we can go about in the schools. And I'll be just briefly, because Dr. Wagh has dealt with this in detail, so I'm not going to give you an overview of what is enterprise education, what is enterprise. But just to give the definition of it, an enterprise is a company or business which is often a small one. And in India, these are categorized as micro, small, and medium enterprises. And these are majorly based on the investment, the amount of money that you invest in these enterprises. And these have been categorized based on that. Now, coming to the enterprise education, it aims at preparing enterprising persons who recognize their own potential. And this is very important. Now, what we can do with enterprise education is we can help our children to identify their strengths and weaknesses. And based on their strength, they can identify those enterprises, keeping in view their knowledge and skills, and also obviously the attitude that they have developed, to select an enterprise which they can later on choose to start that kind of enterprise when they complete their education. Now, considering the resources around them and make use of innovative approaches, and this is very important. We have to make our children creative and innovative to add value to the resources and convert them into useful products. And this was basically also the aim of SUPW, socially useful productive work. And this has been highlighted by various commissions and committees, including Kothari Commission, and way back in 1964-66 when this report came. So this is a generic concept that can be applied across all areas of education and professional life. It helps students to develop entrepreneurial, life, and basic employment skills. So it's very useful concept, and we need to promote this in schools so that children can become entrepreneurs, and they will have a wider choice in terms of where they would like to, not just thinking of occupation or jobs in government sector, but also becoming entrepreneur and helping others to become uh, job creators or helping the society to create wealth. Now, entrepreneurship education is defined as the application of enterprise behaviors, attributes, and competencies into the creation of cultural, social, or economic value. This can but does not exclusively lead to venture creation. Now, we need to differentiate between
Excuse me, sir.
enterprise.
No
Yeah.
sound, please. No sound.
Hello. You can't hear me?
No,
No,
sir.
hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
You. It is very low sound.
Hello.
You can be louder. You have to speak louder. That's that.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yes, now it is
Okay.
better.
It's
Ah.
better? Yeah. So when we talk of entrepreneurship education, it is defined as the application of
Again low sound. Again low sound.
so can you hear me now? Hello?
We are hearing properly.
Okay. So why I'm saying entrepreneurship education, so we need to differentiate between enterprise education and entrepreneurship education. Enterprise education, basically, as you can see from the definition, it prepares students for entrepreneurial life and basic employment skills. But when we talk of entrepreneurship education, it deals with the behaviors, attributes, and competencies, which can lead to venture creation. So these are the harder skills that we develop in the entrepreneurship education, whereas we focus more on the soft skills part of it in the enterprise education. So that we need to really keep in mind, because we need to differentiate, because when we talk of enterprise education, then people think it's entrepreneurship education. Coming to enterprise education, this, I think Dr. Wagh has also mentioned that we'll have modules, and Dr. Chandramouli has also suggested art as one of the enterprises that we can think of. Now, there are certain areas like craft and design, graphic communication, photography, art, textiles, animation. These are the areas where people can start their own enterprises, like a photography shop or a graphic design shop, because nowadays there are a lot of softwares which are available in these domains. Now, we need to emphasize more on project-based learning and also problem-based approach to learning. If we want to promote an enterprise education, we have to promote project-based learning. Otherwise, again, then that rote learning will penetrate into this enterprise education, and it will not really serve the purpose of enterprise education. So not focusing much on textbooks and resource material, teaching, learning resource material. We need to come out with innovative ideas of introducing enterprise education, like worksheet, as Dr. Wagh said. Then who am I? Because when you ask a person like, what do you want to become? And what are the occupations available in the world of work? Similarly, we need to introduce what are the enterprises which are available in the world of work, and what innovative ideas you can add to those enterprises and start your own enterprise. So those kind of questions, if we ask students, then the thinking power will automatically be generated, and then the critical thinking, the analytical thinking, and all those kinds of thinking will start. So what is the benefit of enterprise education? Students who undergo enterprise education, they take the responsibility of others and themselves, as well as how to be accountable for their actions and of outcomes. Now, this is a very interesting thing that they would develop because what is happening is, when it is exam oriented teaching learning, then it's very difficult for the students to understand why they are just learning this. Until and unless we explain them about the application of the concepts and different working principles of the subject or the concept that we are explaining to them. So it's very important that we need to expose these children to business, to various aspects of business right in the beginning, so that they can make a better choice, later on, and start their enterprises. So I think I have not exceeded much of the time. Dr. Wagh, is it enough? Or हेलो,
हाँ जी,
आप सुन रहे हैं मेरे को?
हाँ, बहुत बढ़िया रहा आपका. Thank you very much.
अच्छा. Thank
Can you
If there are any questions, I can answer that.
you can take down your presentation so that I can. You can stop your sharing, screen sharing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question and answers we'll have at the end. Right